first to hoe quickly, do you think you would use the word and first? Okay, so we want to kind of eliminate what they're learning. Okay. So like, even though it sounds, very professional, but if he's in a panic situation, you need him to just hoe and you scream hoe at him. You're not going to go, and hoe, you know what I mean? Yep. So we really want to make sure that what they learn is 100% as we want them to know it. Okay. All right. So what is our plan tonight? I don't know. You want, we can, now that we've got him at a walk and a trot, we can teach him the canter cue. Okay. Would be, he needs to do that, which often when the horse is hard to canter, like I know you haven't cantered him because you've chosen not to. It's not that because he's hard to canter or anything like that, but often when we have problems with horses cantering or they canter kind of scatterbrained, it's because they actually don't understand what we're asking them to do, because how they were taught under saddle was you run them until they can't do anything but canter. But they don't know that they did something they were being asked to do. They just kind of couldn't help it. Okay. What I do is I give them a cue. And then as soon as they hear that cue, they pick up the canter. It's just as simple for them as that. Okay. This way when you're riding and you want to, canter, you don't have to wait until you've trotted and bounced almost out of the saddle, for 50 feet before you finally canter. Okay, that would be great. Right? Yes, that would be awesome. Yep. Just ask for it and it goes. All right. Okay. So how we would do that, first let's go ahead and we're going to get them, a little warmed up before we go breaking them out into a canter, but we're going to ask him to run in a circle. We're going to ask him to say walk 2 laps to the left, 2 laps, and change direction, walk 2 laps to the right, change direction, walk 2 laps to the left, trot 2 laps to the left, change direction. We'll break down into the walk again because we haven't done a change of direction at the trot unless you want to try that. That's where we're going to expect him to maintain the trot in the change. Yeah. So try that first. We can. Yeah, we can do that. So let's go ahead and first we'll just have him walk both directions with changes in both directions. And then we'll add the trot and see if we can't get him to understand staying at, oh, nice. And it was much better than he's been as far as leading with his shoulder. Do better than that. But that's much better than he was. And much better personality. That's not even a horse that says, I'm going to swing around and be a jerk. He's thinking about it only because he's like, have I done enough laps? And gently ask him to change directions. Nice. He did come in more than we do want. It's okay. It's okay. Wait. Just bump him and send him. Don't swing. Bump him and send him. Because the swing was louder than he needed, and it affected. You're speeding him forward. Just point your hand there, yep. So that way he doesn't think that he's stopped. He is asking a lot, but he's asking, thinking about saying, or asking with kind of an attitude. Yeah. Up. Yep, there, see? Good. So I wouldn't try to change directions where he's doing those types of things. Okay. Right there is a good place to change directions. I did tell you they pick up on what we think about. So sometimes they do things, but right as I'm saying it, because I'm visioning what I want to see them do. That's why I said there would be a good spot. So like right there would be a good spot also. Yep, talk to the shoulder now. So there's where you would have pushed the shoulder away from you instead of allowing him to come so close. How would I have done that? So you would have just kind of lobbed the line in the direction of his shoulder. Okay. And just said out. He doesn't do it as bad in this direction. Up. I was going to ask. Yeah. How does he know that? They can read your mind. They're picking up on the image. You were visioning what it would be like to have him change right there. So that's why he heard you. He heard me last. So on that would have kept the drive-by from happening. And it's going to be in this direction that he's going to do it. Do not, if he goes to change direction on his own this time, don't let him. Just do it somewhere else. Yep, just give him a bump on the line. Yep, good, 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 good. Now, I like that. Go ahead and stop him. Gently ask him to. Good. Now, what I really, good boy. Good boy. What I really like, why I wanted to reward him, because I think stopping a horse who doesn't really want to do this is a reward. So, he meant to get offended and then realized you were asking him to do a change. And then he's like, oh, yeah, I know that one. Right? But he came in like, and then he very quickly changed his mind. And that's what we're looking for. We want to see him suddenly decide, I don't have to be such a jerk. Like, like I don't have to stomp around and having a hissy fit for no reason. So he's really showing some great change today.
And he's not trotting.
Yep.
We get frantic when we repeat the change of direction.
Yep.
I worked with him the other night, same thing.
Good.
He just, like casually turned and walked off. So
yeah, and so he's telling you through his demeanor, he's telling you this is understandable. I get this game. Okay. Now, when we add trot, anytime you add speed, you kind of start another train wreck, and then you just have to soothe that. So when we add the trot, it is going to be kind of a frantic thing again. Only because he doesn't know his feet should be moving that fast, because he's not 100% sure he's doing it right. So we're going to go ahead now, and we're going to go ahead and ask him to lead out on the walk, but soon pick up the trot.
okay.
Have him trot 2 laps, and then try. Now what I would do, I would have him trot this direction, and I would have him change directions because he's been superior at it, which is right here. Okay? Because he has not been good at it there, he's been coming into you. So here, he was like, I got this, right? He had a lot more rock back than he did come at you. So we want to make sure that you use his best of it.
Okay. And I also have to remember that the shoulder has to go out a little bit.
Yes, and if he starts in this direction, it's his change to that direction that's really good. That's it, right? That's where he
is.
Yeah.
Back up, Mike. Back up. Back.
Just back.
Back.
Yep.
Back. Back. When you're doing it as a
Command. You can say back up, whatever. I don't know where you do it where it's not a command, but you can have as many words as you want when you're just talking to him. But when you're using it as a command, you really want it to be very simple. Double kiss for the trot. That's good, boy. Good. That's okay. He's just confused. So there's your train wreck again. That's okay, though. Yep. Good. So if you can see when he's going to break, try to get ahead of it with a single kiss just to encourage him not to break. If he does officially break, then you're going to double kiss him back up. So he has a little attitude here with this particular gait, so we're just going to work on him to understand that he doesn't have to. There. As soon as he looks pleasant, you're going to very politely ask for the hind heel. As soon as he looks, not now. As soon as he looks pleasant, I know he did it on his own. Yep, just bump him and yep. And then offer support, there you go. So he waited a little bit for you to tell him what to do here. So I'm just going to help back. Help you for a second. Go ahead and yield him. Good boy. Good boy. And he stuck it where he was. Nice. Good boy. So the reason I'm going to take him from you is because he's too lost. Okay? And I want him to be a good star. Good. Watch my body. Don't assume. Good. 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 Walk. No, watch. Watch me. Watch me. Stop. Stop. No. Watch me. Watch me. No. See? He's gonna watch me. Right? Right? If you watch his body, he has little hesitations in his body. He's asking questions. He's so ready to be given instructions. It means his body's checking in. But he asks, no, no, right? No? Good job. Good job. Good. Good job. You did great. I know. You want to put your head down for a second and relax? Huh? Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? I know. So the reason I did the walk trot transitions is because I wanted him to know the trot was something and the walk was something before I asked for the change. Because if I had asked for the change with just a trot that was kind of confused for him, I would have only kept him frazzled and he would have like done spun out turns, you know, he would have done like fishtail turns.
Right.
And I needed him to come in with his shoulder and not spin out with his butt.
So, Kirsten, how did you get him to do the walk?
So I gently wiggled. So a wiggle is always a downward. It's either a no, wait, you're wrong. You know, it's kind of it's a correction, a tap on the shoulder, and then all downward transitions. So that's why I always say don't lengthen your rope like this because you'll cause your horse to downward.
Okay.
So it's very light and it's sideways. It's not up and down. It's sideways so that it just causes just enough movement here to make him think something backward.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I remember. He's like, remember we had this conversation about you rubbing my foot? You're a good boy. So I'm actually quite impressed with his, you know, he just needed to understand the trot.
Okay.
You know, because
So do you want me to start him out a walk and get him up to a trot?
yes. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get to where he. So if you needed to, can you pull that line through your leading hand? So like your leading hand is the hand that's always closest to the snap. That's the hand that always tells his nose what you want his nose to do. Yes. So if he gets lost like he's been getting lost, what's happening is there's a lot of space between your ability to say something when he's lost because the line is too long. If you can gather, and I do it in like you could drop it and pull more if you need to. So you can get a hold of his nose to tell his nose that's not what I meant. Because what's happening is he's coming in and he's thinking changing direction, and then you're saying no, and then there's too much extra line where he can't hear you,
Okay.
and then he kind of gets offended. And we're trying to like if we can keep proving to him there's no reason to be offended, all that other stuff that he's been doing, which has improved a great deal, it's just gonna go away. It'll be like a distant memory.
Okay.
I mean, he'll always have it because he has history, but he won't feel he has to be that way. So it's kind of a dominant thing. So it's a very and maintain how you say it. So tone continued the same way. So you had said, you know, back, then you kind of sang it and you whispered it. So you want to make sure it's consistent. him, and in a case like that, you could support at his shoulder, which is still a driving position. Because if you swing at his hind end, he's only moved back up or swing away. So see, right there would have been where you want to get a hold of your leading hand a little bit better, so that way you could have told him faster that he had made a mistake. Right there, yep. So if you could get your line in those, see how much more helpful that was for him? Okay, good boy. So I was a little fearful, a little squirty. There you go. So once you get comfortable doing that, you'll see how much faster you can.
I don't want you that close to me though.
Right. Well, you can bounce them right back out.
Yeah. Nope. I lost it.
That's okay. Okay.
I lost it.
As long as it's never his fault. Okay. Go ahead and stop him for a second. Go ahead and ask him to stop. Okay. So I think it would be better for us to work on him using the whole circle than it would be asking him to do turns. Because the turns right now are way too close to you. And what's happening is that he's really wanting to try, and then the extra rope has been kind of an issue where he's been kind of offended by it, and then that's leaving him not sure how to try properly. So I think we're better off asking him to use the whole line. And how we'll do that is first we'll do it at the walk, and we'll implement the out cue.
Okay.
Once he's establishing a much wider walk, then we're going to stop him to let him know that that's all we were looking for, was you to use the whole circle. Then we're going to go ahead and see if we can't add the trot. It may or may not get close to you again. He really is trying to just be good.
I know.
But he's trying in a way that's he's too big to be trying that hard that close to you.
Okay. All right. No, I agree. It was making me a bit nervous when you gave me words.
Yeah, and he really wasn't being bad.
He wasn't.
The little bit of faces he was making were a result of kind of the miscommunications with the line. So then he was starting to make faces like, even though, because he's not understanding that he's performing at all, so he's just thinking he's being corrected, and then he's just like, but I'm trying, so he's just becoming more and more like kind of mentally internal, so he was disappearing a little bit on us.
Yeah, I don't want to be frustrated.
Yeah, so I would rather just change it up and help him understand that he's too close anyway. Give him a little energy towards the girth and see if he can do it without, so he understands it's a go away cue instead of a faster cue.
Out.
And if it doesn't get better, I'll fix that.
Out.
Good. You gotta make sure that you don't let any of it happen.
Out.
Okay. Okay. Anytime anytime, I never want to jump in when somebody's really trying to do something, but anytime you feel you need me to rescue you, I will just always feel free to say, okay, I'm lost myself, help me. And then the only other time I would jump in otherwise is if I feel like forced myself. So see how he's still too close, but you're not making sure that, so it has to be consistent everywhere that he's lost.
I'm lost with this.
Okay.
I should see if it works.
Right. Well, the reason for that is because he sort of understands it here, and then it doesn't really mean anything here, and then he gets even closer to here before you've decided, oh wait, no, I need you away from me.
Am I starting with too short of a rope?
No, because if you open your hand, he can take the rope. Like I don't want you to bump the rope out of your hand. I want him to take it from you anyway.
Okay.
And then as you ask him to out and away from you, then you want to try to like give your body enough of a drain so he can feel your energy kind of drain out of you. Like taking the fizz out of a soda, so that way he can kind of feel it. All right, I got it. But don't only correct it there, and yet watch him get closer and closer to you through without doing anything. But the problem is that if we don't keep a consistent tell, he's not going. You are nagging him worse by only doing it once in a while and making him wrong all the other time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
This way he can just understand it, and once you're done nagging at him, when he's learning it, then you'll never have to nag at him again.
All right.
But this way he's going to be nagged at all the time. Yep. Or I can take him wherever you want. Yep. Good. And then that's where a nice pause would come in, because he didn't mean to be bad, and you needed to tell. Yep. Correct him because you said I want you to go the other way. Yep. There you go. So just see how he kind of like headed down the wrong hallway too long before you said, oh, no, your room's this way. So we want to make sure that we don't let him do things too long, because then he gets offended when he's done wrong.
Especially when he does something like that, where he looks out and he ends up kind of
further away. That's great, because that's what you want. Even though he's doing it with a disconnect,
it's still what you want.
I'm taking more line. So I told you, like, some of that stuff was going to come back once we had a truck. He's kind of train wrecking a little bit. And he doesn't have to try, but he's feeling that his energy. And I would have perceived it like you just did. You were looking down, so it kind of looked like you were looking like for him to use. They're very, very princessy and be sensitive about our energy. Yeah, he's just kind of doing a little famous. If you want, I can explain it to him and then see if by my explaining it to him, he'll teach you.
I don't want him to be that sad.
No, when I said when we add trot, we're gonna change the demeanor a little bit because he'll go back to his train wreck side. Good. See, I like that. He thought to go that way, and then he listened to what I said. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just help him, if I have to, explain to him the out. Out. Walk. Nope. Number. Walk. Number. Walk. Nope. out. Good job. That's beautiful. So I just put this hand and this energy towards his ribs. Out. Good. But because I had to do it a little more abruptly, it kind of snap him out of the little mode he got into. That's why now I can do it real lightly. Out. 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 Walk. Walk. No. Walk. No. Walk. Think. 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 No. Good. No. No. Walk. No. No. Walk. Good. So he's prepared for something to happen there. That's where the trot comes back in. Good job. Out. Out. Good. Walk. Nope. Nope. Walk. 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 Nope. Yep. Nope. Walk. Nope. Nope. Good. I'm gonna try taking more pressure off of him because he feels a little pressure right there. So nope. 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 Yep. Good. You're right. Nope. So I'm gonna change the circle a little bit right there because he's got a little bit of a pattern going on. Nope. 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 Walk. 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 Good. Now I'm going to try to take the pressure completely off. See if he can't maintain that area there where he's having a hard time to my back. Keep going. Keep going. I took the pressure off you. You can do this. Good job. So I turned my back because looking at him or even having my body in that direction was making him have a hard time getting out of that pattern. So by turning all the pressure off, which was turning my back, I was able to let him kind of realize there's nothing going on. Okay. But he was having too hard of a time over in that spot there. So sometimes, like one of the things I tried is I tried to change the circle and move further away, so it's not the same spot. Right. So anytime you can, like, you see a pattern that's just kind of really going wrong, try to figure out a way to change that pattern, whether it be ask for a different gait there. I wouldn't ask for a different direction. I wouldn't ask for like a big change, but I would ask for like him to either slow down or to change where we are, or even like a potential would have been to run him to the other side of that barrel, just so that he'd have to go. Oh, there's some, because he was like in a brain fog. Okay. Okay, and it seemed to click there, and it lasted about half the circle. Yeah, where he was having a little bit of trouble. So as soon as I took the pressure off, the first time he didn't click yet. The second time he was like, oh, all right, I'm good. Okay.
So put the energy toward the shoulder, and I can like kind of not fling the rope, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I would like lob it. I just kind of lob it out. Okay. Um, when you want him to out, now it may be a benefit for you to teach him to out while walking with him almost, because he was not getting it with you in the center of the circle. So, for example, really, like walking and saying out, out, like, out, out, nope, nope, out, there, good. Nice. That was very nice. And my hand was able to let him be a really good start. My hand was very open. So when he needed to take that much from me, I didn't stop him.
I could feel that too the last time that he did that. I see what you mean.
Out. Out. Good. Yes. Good. Out. Good. Yes. So let's see if we can't do some of that with you.
Okay.
So where we're pushing him out, like I'm almost stopping him to have him. He's doing a very slow half pass or close to a side pass. So I'm just gonna say out, out. Yep. Nope. 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 You're right. Yep. Good. And that's something that you can do on a straightaway. You just say out. Walk. Walk. Yep. Walk. Good. Out. Nope. 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 So my body language isn't saying I'm driving you ahead. I'm driving you sideways. Good. Out. Good. Very nice. Out. Good. See how his hind end got engaged there as part of it? Out. Because you want him to move with his rib cage. You know, I'm not trying to get him to leave with his shoulder and nose. I'm trying to get him to leave with his rib cage. Out. Good. You're alright. You're alright. Out. There you go. Out. Out. There you go. Good boy. Out. Good. You don't have to run. You don't have to run. No running. No running. You're just spinning out. You're just spinning out. Hey, 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 hey. Walk. 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 Good. I know. Well, you're the one that's spinning out, not me. Walk. Walk. No. Good. Out. Good. Nope. No, 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 no. No, no. Good. Walk. Out. 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 Good. So see how I had to kind of get in there?
Yep.
But he understood. So I'm establishing this out. So here I want to take the pressure off him again because that pattern's starting again. So I'm kind of walking. Good. Kind of walking. Good. There you go. There you go. So I'm kind of trying to walk towards that corner. I'm just like waiting till he's in my way. Good job. Good job. Good. You're right. I know, I know. He's like, please tell me I'm right.
Did I do something
Did you
right?
see him? He's like, please tell me I did it right. You did do it right. Okay.
Okay.
Another option too is if you have cones when working with the out, what you can do. So you have two options. One, you can do this as its own thing, or you can do it on your circle. As its own thing, you can walk a straight line. This might be a little bit too much to ask of him, but on a straight line together, and then maybe too much, maybe this will be part of it. So let's say you start from the fence.
Okay.
Together you're going to walk. And you're going to kind of maintain a little bit of an angle, so you're still kind of like pretending to be on the circle. So that way you can be more even with his girth. And you're going to out him off of you as far as you can, and then you're going to clear the barrel. this side of the barrel because I think that'll add a different element to him.
Okay.
So when you walk here, make sure that his flank clears this before you start asking for him to over. Because if you ask him to over when he's still his ribs are here, that's not fair. So at least make sure his flank clears, because by the time you start telling him what to do, he'll have already cleared it completely with his tail. And then since you're moving forward, you'll go ahead and you'll ask for it as like a half pass. But if you need to, you can literally just stop, push him over, and then both walk that way.
Okay, if he's not moving.
Yeah, if you're getting both where you're about to run into the barrel, stop,
Okay.
push him completely over, and it's the same thing. We're going to use the out cue, so that way he has that forever. But anytime you need him to move his rib cage off of you, you say out, and then he'll know to step away from you. Because over is to you, out is away.
So, Kirsten, how close do you want me to be leading?
In leading, you could be a little bit further away than leading position. So,
Okay.
so like from here to the barrel, he's the barrel. So then now you would be over here. So like I said, I want it to kind of look like you're still on the lunging circle. I want him to still kind of like have a little bit of himself ahead of you. So that way you can out him. You're literally going to out him through here.
Yep. Okay.
And if it doesn't make sense after you try it, I'll show you. So you're going to want to be on the other side of him. Yeah.
Oh, this is different. Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to try to make it look like you're on a lunging circle with him.
Okay.
Just you're not going to have him circle you. You're just going to kind of go before he can circle. So he's actually going to be allowed to be a little bit ahead of you. Yep, there you go. There you go. Right there is how I want him. Yep. But you're not going to touch him. Oh, can't do that. Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm confused. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, Rio. No, verbally is not the same as visually. Okay, so we're going to pretend like he's still on the circle. But I'm going to tell him, out. Yep, you're right. Out. 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 There you go. And then he's free, like it's over. That's the only place the game's being had.
I need to get, like, I'm not far enough.
Yeah,
I'm walking too straight, I think.
And it needs to look like you're still on the circle together. Like, so you're still on the circle together, but you're walking with him. Out. 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 And I didn't want you to do what I just did.
Okay.
It didn't seem to bother him, but I didn't want to add something to it. Good. So I wiggled to get his attention and to slow him down. So when we got there where he was still kind of got ahead of me too much, I wiggled to slow him down, and it also helped him know I'm trying to tell you something. Okay, so it's kind of like a strong tap on the shoulder.
I'm on the correct side. Okay.
Yep, you're right there. Yep. Just kind of imagine that you're on a circle that's just not a very circle-ish circle. Now you're going to want to wiggle to slow him down a little bit so you can drive him over. So over is towards us, out is away. Okay. Okay. Because he was very close to that barrel when you started to ask, so you squeezed him onto that barrel. Now push him away now. Over towards us. It's okay. It's okay.
What is wrong with me tonight?
That's all right. It's not Thursday. It's all right. He's trying really. He actually wanted to side pass over to you because you were saying over and he's trying to be a star. Good boy. You're doing great.
You're doing great. It's your mom who's a train wreck tonight.
Okay, so don't squeeze him into that barrel. So that's why you got a little bit worried there. Good. There you go. Okay. Just get the feel for it.
Good boy.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Alright. He's feeling you thinking a lot. So try to just do it without any thought. Try to just kind of walk over there and push him through those barrels. So there you go. It's okay. Try that again. Yep, just keep going. And put the other hand up to support his cheek so he knows which way to go. Yep. Yep, good. Yep. Okay. Good. That's an improvement in itself. So anytime that they start to respond to the things that we were struggling with before, even though it's a new struggle, the fact that you can get them back down to the walk and they understand it, that's new and a positive change. It's okay. He's just anticipating because he feels you thinking.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
Yep. Because your steps have almost a cat in the tall grass feel.
They do.
So he's feeling you kind of planning your pounce. So that's why he's getting worried.
So maybe I won't do that there for that time.
Yeah, you can do it somewhere else and just get practice in it, and then when you get over there another time, you can try to push him before the barrel and have him go out on the outside of that other barrel.
Yes.
Good.
Good. Yep, 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 yep.
Good. That's a perfect thing to have done for him. It's just to say, you know what, forget it. There's something you're having a hard time with right here. Let's just see if you can walk past that barrel, because he couldn't. So that was a perfect thing to do for him. It's okay. It's okay.
The minute I take a step forward.
Well, you're worried that it's going to create that. So it does.
Nope, 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 nope. Just walk. Just walk.
Because you got to make sure that the timing of that is actually after the barrel. Because what's happening is that as you're trying to get ahead of yourself, you're going ahead at the barrel, which is creating a squeeze that makes them think you've got to get out between you and the barrel quicker. Good. Good. The next time he passes the barrel, let him pass the barrel, and then just kind of at his shoulder, you try to walk over to the fence. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, there you go. Good. Okay. So that distracted you enough to get your mind off of what you were trying to do. Okay, and you were getting the result you wanted. So do exactly that way. After he passes this barrel, think, oh, like, think you left something on the fence. You know, oh, I better go get that. Have him be in the way,
Okay.
to where you just push him over as you're on your way to the fence. So your brain is thinking about the fence. And then once you take your focus off of what you want him to do, you're going to help him out a little bit.
Okay.
He is like,
No, he's very
in tune.
He is very in tune.
Yeah, but that's because.
Stop reading my mind.
But think of how great that'll be eventually.
When we get it right, yeah.
So when you start to realize how your intent can be so easily picked up by your horse, that you could do so many cool things with them just because you're thinking about it. But now he's starting to think, ooh, he's checking in a lot, but then you're still in your own head, which is making it hard for him